Right, and we are back with another stream. Tonight we're gonna try to build some temples, or it's gonna at least be a temple slab. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Let me just share with the community in case someone wants to check out here. There we go. Yeah, because I've been meaning to do some temple jungle slabs for a while, and I just haven't had the chance. So today it is time. We'll see what we can do in an hour. Um, and just sharing around. It's too bad I can't share until I actually start the stream, right? All right, let's build. So this is a temple I built a good while back, and I know for a fact that I started a project where I wanted to build more slabs to kind of build a larger temple complex. And I lost it. The only proof I have is that I have 4 small jungle assets in the slab browser. You can find that if you search for jungle, you'll find a handful of them. Yeah, that one and so on. And that's it. So I know I built it. I expanded this entire build here, and it's gone. So this is actually an import. You can get this from Tales Tavern, this exact map. That will also give you the atmosphere settings. There is a little atmosphere slab here. I think that's some music too, but I don't use that really now. And I know I did it, and now it's gone. So it's time to build again, I guess. I've checked every map in every campaign I have, and it's just gone. So yeah, I'll just have to rediscover how I built this thing and do my best to recreate it. So we'll see. The reason why I'm building this is because I had a request. So thank you for that. I believe it was Sambo Rumbo. I actually can't see the yeah, Sambo Robo asked about doing some temple slabs for their campaign. So hey, you know what? I'm gonna make a slab collection so that anyone can build temples, and that starts with let's just build the most basic thing we can, which is a row of pillars. Right from here. So I'm just gonna steal this right here now and just have a look at it. So I see I've used at least 3 different sets here, maybe even more. Very ambitious. I'm using some piece of grass here or leaves sticking out. Doing this thing where stuff is like dripping off of things. I have a concrete slab. I think this is dungeon cellar. It's a little bit hard to see in this light that I have, and I'm gonna keep that on because that's part of melding all of these different pieces. Without this, you see I have a little bit of green on post effect. I have the exposure quite high up, and then I have this very specific sunset lighting scheme going on here with a little bit of fog, and that creates this feeling of either a dense jungle or, yeah, somewhere a little bit otherworldly. And it allows us to join all of these pieces, which normally don't go that well together. And so, yeah, I can't really change that. So, yeah, I believe that this is that to me looks like the dungeon cellar block, right? Let's just confirm that. Dungeon cellar. Hop in here. Yeah, there it is. You can see the pattern, right? Yeah, there it is. So there's a dungeon cellar. I believe this is the concrete again. Yeah, that must be concrete. And we have some castle ruin. I'm just gonna move these pieces over here, just so I know what I'm dealing with. More castle ruins, of course, that I used. This is the dungeon cellar, the pillars here. I love those pillars. I think those are great. Some cobwebs and some green props as well. It's all sorts of things going on here. And now that we actually have more in the nature, I mean, we have so many more cool things like this. For example, this new tree we have. Let's see here, we have this thing now. That's kind of cool. I definitely used a lot of these trees, just like symbolize like branches growing out of the ruins. Bring those in too. That's a nice detail. But now we have these. And I didn't have that at the time of building. Oh, and finally, these thorns could look really great on a jungle temple like this too. So that's cool. And did I bring in? Yeah, I brought them down with runners and runners and then the flower. We might use a little bit of flowers here. Of course, lots of these. Big ones are especially great. Lots of these, lots of these. Got some hanging stuff that we used, of course. I'm not gonna worry too much more. These are interesting. We might use these as tree trunks now. We'll see. Then I use these underwater rocks as in combination with the lava. Oh, do you see these? I just really liked how they looked together with everything else. The backdrop here is the lava balls. So we'll use that for this, and then we have lots of these roots we're gonna use. Yeah, I think there's some cool things we can do with that. This time I'm not planning on using too much of this colorful stuff. I like these, but I find that they're not really needed. I think we can get very cool effects. Oh yeah, with what we already have. For example, these. This is actually from this is the concrete set right there. So I think that's just a lovely detail. It totally works for like a neutral temple. So that's neat. Might maybe use one of these as well. Of course, this stuff is gold. Oh, and now we have these. That's gonna be really fun to use. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, and I love these for this because what you can do is you can kind of meld these together here and there and give the impression that something is being reinforced because it's just so old. I do love using that too. Spikes, I know I used those. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going through and just seeing like things I've updated since last time. Like we have new statues we want to probably bring in. These are cool. Definitely some stuff we can do with these. Love these little these other statues here too. Some of my favorite items. I just love these. I'll probably bring those in some capacity. And just taking a quick little peek here. Anything else here? Is there something? Yeah, no. I want the temple to feel very, very abandoned and kind of neutral, so that people can add their own detailing to it, and build their own stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna use some of these concrete. Okay, lovely, lovely. So here, looking at this set right here, what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna do a row of pillars here. So I'm gonna just see here. That's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And I'm gonna make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna start with 4. And I also noticed I was brave enough to to mix these entirely. That's part of what I found was most fun with this set, is like you could really just mix things in ways that I normally wouldn't, because that created, in my mind, a better representation of a temple that is, really has been around for a long time, and things kind of just feel a little off. Like it's like, what even? How was this even built? It just, I find that more enjoyable to experience overall. By themselves, it doesn't look that great, but once you start mixing in all sorts of things, it's starting to become kind of neat. So here I have some rows of these. I'm gonna take them, and you know what? I'm gonna mix some of these like so. And you see, this actually blends nicely, which is super cool. I'm gonna maybe do more of those, yeah, like that. Maybe swap. Nah, maybe do an overlap there too. And one out. I left it the way I had it. Okay. There we go. Okay, that'll be a. We're definitely gonna use these very soon. But first, let's grab some blocks, and I think I have something here. I know I'm definitely gonna be needing some. Oh, there's water on these. You can tell. Yeah, there's water on these. Okay, we don't need that. What we need to do is toggle transparent pickability. Now I can get a better hold of this water stuff, like right on the edge there. Oh, and there we are. And I think, oh, here's some of the, yeah, these are some of my favorite little pieces here. Ruined Temple. I wish we had more of these. These are beautiful. Definitely want to use some of those. But now let's just try to find some of these. I'm just gonna make a little slab here and make sure that nothing repeats too often. Let's see here. Yeah, nothing is repeating there. That's good. And I'm gonna make another pillar. I'm gonna just put this on top of it because I know that the pillar will have to be tall and interesting, so on. And again, I'm just gonna mix a few of these, just so nothing really. Oops. Was like it. It's also tempting to use the Mega Dungeon set on this, and I'm definitely gonna just swap a few of these pieces out here and there, because the Mega Dungeon set was not around when this came out. So what do we do with that? Let's see. Come. I'm gonna just bring that too. And now we have a very haphazard column we can use for lots of bills. Lots of bills. Could even use... Oh, what? What? I've never seen that detail. I didn't know that the back of these stairs had that. What? Okay, I knew the other ones. This is something I've never seen. That's a cool little... Like you could put those top like that, and it definitely creates a nice little effect, especially if you were to see here, like you could do this and on top, and then you just use that as like an in-between detail. That's kind of nice too. I'm gonna make a pillar like that. Yep. And again, I'm just randomizing things so that nothing repeats across when I start using these as slabs, because that's the goal. The goal here is to make multiple slabs that will let you create cool temples in the jungle. Mysterious lost temples in the jungle that your explorers can discover, fight on, or discover and explore, whatever it is they need to do. Okay, so we got some of those. Just want to create one here. More overgrown stuff. Right? What I mean by that is I wanted to kind of feel like it's crumbling, but there are roots and stuff coming out of it. So I'm going to take one of these pieces away. Maybe I can do something like that. I think I can get away with that. We'll see. I'll do that and then just have something growing out of it like that, for example. Now we also have these pieces. Oh. No, that doesn't work at all. Okay. Let's see here. What do we have? This piece. Go. I'm wondering, I think I will need a lot of those. So I'm gonna see if I can make one prior to starting to place them and everything. I'm gonna go in here. Oh, and of course, this guy too. Let's see what we have. Just this thing alone should give. Oh yeah, look at that root coming through the hole here. That's perfect. Kind of grows out of it. It's just what we need. Wonderful. Oof, and then we have these new pieces now too. So we have kind of like combine some of this now and then. A little bit of that, yeah, definitely. Some leaves. That's also something to consider, just adding leaves to these things. We're definitely going to be exploring that. But what I'm looking for now are roots. Let's see here. Roots. If we... Here I think I might need a guiding piece here. Yeah. I have... like... It's kind of hard to build this without something in space. That helps tell me where I am. Turn that a little bit. So that was the piece I just used, I think. See if we can bring in something chunkier. like these roots. I wish they were larger overall. I find they're too small. Like they don't they get too they're super realistic. I love that, but they're just a little bit hard to lock down and do stuff with. So building larger pieces like this, I think I should have done a long time. I will make this into a slab as well that I'll share. So if you're watching this, you just need to search for root, and yeah, you'll have something you can use as well. Actually, I wonder if someone has done root, for example. Oh, well, that's super cool, but yeah, funnily enough, nobody's done just a root. And that might be because if you search for root, like you might not even find it. If I were to move this now, I'll just do like root. Root 1F for one floor. And then tree root, vertical, for example. Add to your overgrown ruins, for example. If I do that, let's see, because the word root might be too short. It's one of the shortcomings, no pun intended, of the mod.io system. We'll see. Go, close that. And this is the refresh mods list buttons. See? Oh, it did work. Well, how about that? If you find use for it, well, give it a thumbs up. Okay, so that actually worked. That's cool. We will definitely be using that thing. Let's see here. Let's combine these two as well. Again, the reason I'm doing this is so that I can build overgrown stuff much faster this way. I'll just be blending this into my builds. I'll give a lovely effect. Yeah, that can kind of come out like that. That's nice. You often want to build some pretty large things. Some of these will be completely hidden even you are. Go. When you are done, we'll find out. I wonder, this be possibly, at least if we combine it with something like this. Bring in some of these again. Sure to vary the height. These. Oh. Find these a little. They're definitely not perfect combinations here, but you're just looking for anything you can get away with that you can combine these with your ruins once you've started. It looks like something. Get away with this. Yeah, yes we can. Yes we can. And then sometimes they just kind of grow straight out too. Oh, and sometimes you find that, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna snip off that little piece when I combine it. Yeah, I'm gonna try these before I make them into slabs because I don't know if they will work. But let's start with the tree root vertical. Yeah, we're just gonna bring it up here. Oh, now the downfall here is that you can't rotate it as much as you normally would like to. So remember that when you're building. Just gonna lead it into that, and that didn't fail too badly. So to be something here too. Then you have like a little bit of both there. Now, very often I would do it on both sides. But in this case, I think I'm going to just keep it to that side here and then just see how we use that, right? Like that's the kicker. And I also want to create a pillar. A sticker. Make it like that. Oops. It's eating too much. Okay, good. And then we have to just make sure. Yeah, that I don't see much repetition here. Put things around anyways. Can I do a... Oh. Some of these at the top here too. There we are. Okay, that's a bit randomized. Yeah, I know I obsess over these things, but hey, shoot me. Okay, so we got a nice, thick chunker, if you will. Take a copy of that. I'm gonna try some of these. And right, I need. Okay. Copy them on each side like this. Maybe. No, oops. Just copy. Oh no. Copy. And again, if you're new to the stream and TaleSpire, I'm holding down Shift a lot in order to move it only horizontally. Control to move things vertically. I do that a lot. I also use a double right click to move around fast. And if you're familiar with TaleSpire on my streams, then yeah, you know that. And I do that a lot. I also middle click as I move things around. Right now I'm just holding down Shift and the middle mouse button. And then I am rotating this item by clicking the middle mouse button again and placing. Starting to look like something. What I like about a slab like this is that you can use this as a basis, right? You have maybe one on each side like that. That's kind of cool. But then you can add things, for example, like a shrine or shrine. And depending on what you find, a statue or something, it really needs this thing. You can start making them interesting. So I like those. Might even do one more layer here of tallness of height. So like that. Yeah. That's gonna be cool. Ah! I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this. We also need a like a gate. We have here, and we might be able to just copy this gate quite easily. Okay, we have some things here, but it shouldn't take too long. Always need a good gate, right? Here I see that I have added just like basic slabs in order to create variation here, so I'm gonna get rid of those. I also have some of this stuff here. I don't mind that. In fact, I am going to add some of that to these in order to kind of make it look as if it's overgrown with a little bit of moss. And here again, your friend is trying to find ways of not having everything perfectly square, like a little bit of an angle here. It gets more interesting pieces as well. You can make it appear as if stuff is growing over the wall. Like so. Oh, there was the new ones too that I should look at. Oh, there's so many. So many interesting things. It's almost like you get paralyzed because you wonder, like, is that the best way of doing it? Could I do it better? So here are some leaves. You want to just bring a few of those in here and there. So, doesn't look too Christmassy, right? All right, let's have a look at the gateway. Oh, what's going on here? These are of a different system, huh? Interesting solution. My former self chose, okay. Huh. Oh, but here they are aligned. Wow, well, that goes to show like the randomness I went for in this early pack. Huh. All right, well, no foul. These are aligned. These are aligned. Oh, there it is. Ah. Wow, that really caught me off guard. I do like the look of burying those things a little bit here and there, especially if it isn't perfect like this. Like that, it breaks up this squareness. That's actually, I don't hate that. I think you need a whole row before you bring in these again. Yeah, just place those. And yeah, can do this. Just adds a variety that I think these temples really need in order to be convincing, and definitely bring a little bit of this in here as well. Oh. There we are. What do we do here? What do we do here? So, yep. And maybe we one of these to the other side. Just a little bit of variety to it. Not much, just a little bit. Just a little. Make it interesting. Oh, here I put these down. That's a choice. That break? No, it doesn't. That works. Okay. Well, let's do that. That does strengthen the arch top areas. We're gonna do that. Do we? Break the arch? No, that's fine. No, I do think it will be a little bit better if we leave it open there. I'll show you why in a second. See what I want to do here. Oops. There. Gotta remember to use all of the ones that I've been using, right? Like this mega, no, dungeon cellar one. Two. Again. So that the same variety is mirrored in every of build. So we might even do this. Ah, do that. Okay, that's a lovely arch. I think it needs to be taller, but we might do a smaller one like this. Variety to it. Oh no. Get rid of this one. I think we are good to go on that arch. Does it look the same on the other side? No. Here we just need to bit of moss. You get this gap, unfortunately. And one of the ways we could fix that is using the walls of castle ruins. We could also use this wall. That might be a better solution in this case. And let's bring in a bit more. Love bringing in some moss on these. Always. Lovely. Oh, look at that. Look how lovely that blends. That's so fun. This is one of those pieces that when TaleSpire added it, excellent piece. Excellent piece. A bit more green here. I don't want to add too much because these things are really meant to be combined with a lot of other things. So it isn't really where you want to add too many rubberies and things. Might be a bit much suddenly. That's working. Got some moss in here. There are other pieces that you can use. I'm sure you're familiar with them. Like these things. Ah, that reminds me, we do want to use these columns too. Those are so fun. I'm going to do some column stuff. That'll be lovely. Maybe we even do like a temple front thing going on here. Let's see here. Like that. And this is when, some of these will start to help. Place these. front here. Do something like a entrance here. Should we do Rune Temple? Yes, yes, we should. These. We might also have some sort of support at top. That is a little bit trickier with this set, but let's see. So, what can we do here? And that, do we put these on the top here? Definitely gonna have at least one of these that is just broken. Of course. Maybe even replace this one. It's kind of like broken and open. Open here. Maybe it's open all the way through. That's like a nice crack. Maybe we make this one work on both sides even. That could be nice. That could be nice. Yeah. Just kind of make a walkway there. Okay. See? If I'm like this guy. Yeah, like so. Question is, do we put something on top of these or not? We're gonna have to make for an instantly more interesting result. And we also used these and a lot of others too. So you could, at this point, bring in this piece. Well, place it here, for example. But it's too bad we don't have that same shape in this set. Ah, that's such a shame. Now we could do something like this, and that works. It has the threat of looking a bit too repetitive. When it's placed like that, you can kind of see that seam, but I think we can get away with it. Especially if we don't overuse it. So I'm only gonna do that on one side. I don't think anyone checks anyways. And then let's do a little bit of this root thing. Place that coming through here. We place it like so. Maybe more on this side. Oh, where's the right one? So I think we need, oops, more coming out other side there, so you can just right. Technically you could put a tree up here. It's up to you where you want those. Some moss to this as well, of course. I always try to break the square shapes when I do that. That's a little bit harder with this moss because this is kind of square. Let's see if we can use base shapes to help us with that. Foliage on the side. So definitely think we need some roots on both sides here. It's kind of consistent. That way. And even just having things here and there, it doesn't have to be like crazy coming out of everything. I think it just helps. These two you could tell are the same, so when that happens I just move height or move them over a little bit. That can help avoid that can help avoid showing that, oh, it's the same thing. Of course. Right. Temple, 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 temple. Almost tempted to take some pieces as if this thing is just sitting there. I think if we were to bring a tree in, that would be accepted. That can happen. The column gives away, but a tree keeps things up still. And add some roots to it all. Okay. Going with that. Feeling better with. Do like having arches. I can tell that arches will be important to this whole system. So we definitely want to add more of those here. Gap here now. Work. And then I wanted to bring these in. I think these are great. I love these colors. They are just lovely. Starting to have a blend those in. You don't always have to follow the exact system. Probably also bring in some detail here. Gotta have that detail. You gotta have those details. At the top here, though, we definitely have something. We have this. I'm pretty sure we have a little, yeah, there it is. That's here. So, and even a little bit of structure elements. Add even more. You put them on the outside. You could. I wouldn't. Not in this case. There are places where I would do it, but not here. This might even be. Yeah, look at that. That started to show some personality. I like where that's going. Maybe we get rid of this one and use that. That piece doesn't make sense. Move it. Yeah. Okay. I don't hate it. I'm just not fully. That's better. Still makes me really wish I could do Mega Dungeon here. I mean, okay. That isn't terrible. We might be bringing in some Mega Dungeon at some point. But these are amazing pieces. For now, I think we are fine without it. I will bring in something like this. That. There we are. Now this can be. Oh, I have to do some variation here. Or we end up with the same thing over and over. Yep. That way. Oops. That. Oops. Some variation here. Mm-hmm. And of course, you could also do a placement of these. That also helps keep things a bit more varied in the walls here. In fact, I might do that a bit more over here, for example. You can be very strategic with this. Whenever you see that, it's kind of looking a bit too repetitive. Just drop one of these in. And voila, you have more variety. You also avoid things looking too like square. It's the same Lego pieces over and over again. But be careful with it because it's very expensive. You add a lot of expense, and I try to keep all my builds as simple as I can, so that any machine can run them. And I know that this is bound to get a little bit intense, but you know, better try. Try to keep. Oh, look at that! Look at all this repetition here. No, terrible. Here, I'm just gonna get rid of some of these. Gonna do a crazy little stump there. Place this in the middle. Should suddenly have what we need. And of course, I'm noticing we're not using enough of the dungeon. Kind of needed something like this because now we can place one of these on each side. And you start to have something temple complexy. So, and I can tell we will need some walkways, different things. This is also doing something, I see. Ooh, using the crack, that's fun. That's fun. These pieces, and then go on in with off the top here. Ooh. So many things to observe. That's the fun of it, right? Now, in order to build a ground area where all this can live, I know this helps. So I'm gonna try just build a surface for this stuff to help build it faster. I wonder if someone has made a randomized grass patch. That? No, isn't that the same? Is that randomized? If I have to look this closely. No, it's not randomized. No, it's not. Okay. Any of these? What about this one? Big grass slab. Huh? Oh my, okay, no. That's kind of nice. I love that. It's not what I need, but yeah, that has some niceness to it. Okay, let's have a look at. Oh, this is the small ones. All right, I'll build it myself. Let's see. So this is just to have a baseline here. And once you have a baseline, you can create things faster. And I always try to build in 2x4 style stuff. I don't do 3s or 5s or anything. I always try to make it divisible by 2. I find that really helps later on. Actually, 16x16. Let's try that. And I'm gonna have to bring this over here. Can use different pieces. But I mean, man, there's so many pieces we could use here. Looking at this, I should really make sure I bring some of these over. I want to have like a randomized feel. There's even having some of these. Kind of nice. I'm just using this green. The green will be in the bottom. I'll just say. And here we will find a bunch of. Might not use these, but I'll have them on hand. Oh, so many new nice pieces. Ah, these get even. Ah, they're all interesting. I'm gonna try to keep it simple here. So gonna place some of these around on this slab. So need to have some of these occasionally. Once we have those, bring this in so I have it available. Once we have those, we should also go and make sure. Oh my goodness. Of those, but yeah. Color's a little off what we're trying to do here. There we are. We have a lot of ground to cover. Varying the height like that, I find also really helps give some character to the builds you do. And of course, blend these things when you can. Not always possible. Let me try. Actually, I might even do some of these now. Some of these guys. So many things to placing down, but afterwards you get to use this, right? And I find that that work pays off. This maybe a few of these are sticking up too. There we are. Tedious work, but it must be done. Oh, we have a computer freeze. Oops. Good thing that didn't last too long. Use some of these around as well. I love these. I love the old look of those. It's actually pretty lovely. Very nice. Put these around in places as I can. We have a little bit of a randomized look and feel to it. What happens if we yeah, it kind of blends. Really? What about that? Oh, that's nice. Those blend really nicely together. I love that. Oops. Oh, interesting. What about these? Kind of an overkill, but this does add some variety to those rocks, so I'm gonna use that. Because we need every help we can get to avoid this from looking too Minecrafty, right? I'd like those rocks there, so all right. These look great when you combine them like that. The tip. Okay. All right, we have a temple ground slab, if you will. Well, the way I plan to use this is that I can quickly create larger areas with this. It's just randomized enough to not look too uniform. There's just a little bit of repetition there, but then you can do things like this. Maybe place this piece. Maybe bring in something like these chunkers on each side. You have to really just decide how you want to. And by the way, you can sync these a little bit too. They don't have to be perfectly level. You can kind of like imply that things have sunken over the years. Sunken, is that a word? Oh, you can combine things as well to make them feel more important. Kind of bring this in, and then we have these slabs. And again, I'm gonna make these into slabs eventually, that you can access them from the system, from the slab browser. Yeah. And HD, and again, it's all about like you place it, and then you have the fun breaking it down a little bit. Here, for example, a bunch of these. And what you can do is you can a little bit of mix to it. Here I would definitely be using the wonderful half pillar here. Sync it. Like so, and then you have a very, there's some variety here, which is lovely. And you just keep you just keep adding to it. For example, you have this jungle slab. I'm gonna make more of those, of course. This one, for example, and you can just end that and add it to apple side like that. It's on the side. It just looks like it's overgrowing. You're fine. It's very forgiving. This system, once you get going on it, it allows you to do really anything, and the players will kind of say, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe you want a big tree growing out of that ruin, for example. You can do that, no problem. But yeah, there's a lot more to build here. So much more to add and create a cool like temple ground. But this video at least demonstrates the basics, the core pieces of this style of build. And we're gonna add way more slabs so that you can get this style, and then I will add all of those as slabs to mod.io so you can search them up. Anyhow, thanks for watching with me tonight. I hope you learned something. If you have questions, just let me know. I'll definitely be building more on this style of map, but also I do cyberpunk and medieval fortresses and all sorts of other things in TaleSpire, and it always helps with your comments and questions and requests. This, as I mentioned in the beginning, was a request by someone on the servers, so yeah, I hope to hear from you as well, that I can make cool things for you. Anyhow, check out my other videos and leave a like and let me know what you think, and then I'll make more of these. And I hope you have a wonderful night. Good luck building out there, and I'll see you in the next one.